Hello, I'm H.B. Burlow. I'm the author of the four-book historical crime fiction series, The Ark City Confidential Chronicles. My new book is entitled The Day of Calamity, and it is intended to be the first book in a new series, The Wichita Chronicles. It takes place in post-World War II, Wichita, Kansas. I've had the opportunity to do more comprehensive research for this book since I live here and thought it would be fun to show you around town and identify some of the places referenced in the new book. The main character is Harold Bergman. He's a former policeman, a veteran of the war who sustained an injury that causes a limp, and now is a private investigator. The photos you're seeing are of me. Now, I do not share Harold's biography, but since he was fashioned after me, so to speak, you can use these photos as a reference point. Harold lives in a ground floor apartment at 730 North Market Street in Wichita. These apartments were built in 1914 and known as the Kerbau Apartments. I was even able to find the actual residence from 1946 in the Polk directories. Harold was able to secure the apartment because of two resident cats left by the deceased prior resident. His promise to keep and maintain them won favor with the landlady. They are important characters in the book, but we'll get to them later. Against his parents' wishes, he became a policeman, a beat cop, working his way toward detective. The headquarters were located on William Street. That building now houses the Sedgwick County Historical Museum. The original Hebrew congregation was located at 156 South Kansas Street and is now the First Metropolitan Community Church. If you look closely at the top, there are still two tablets representing the Ten Commandments and Hebrew scripture. Movie and entertainment theaters used to be in abundance as well. The Orpheum is a reminder of the opulence of those times. Just across the street, there used to be a King's X, a popular diner with at least a half a dozen locations in town. This lot is all that remains. The Broadview Hotel looks a lot as it did back in its heyday, and the Sedgwick County Courthouse is also a grand example of classical architecture. There is a mention of Richard Cowan, a posthumous Congressional Medal of Honor winner who grew up in Wichita and died in Belgium in the Ardennes campaign. Dick Cowan is buried in Wichita Park Cemetery. Harold knew him casually and visits his grave on occasion out of respect. Well, now the cats. There are two that reside with my wife and I, Lady Mittens, a tuxedo Manx, and Sir Pouncelot, an orange Manx cat. At first, I thought it would be a hoot to include them, much in the same way I have often used friends, family, or coworkers as characters. But then as the story continued, I realized there was a bond that had developed between them and Harold, one that allows him to find peace and serenity. As I've indicated, I fashioned this character a great deal after myself. I realized how important Mittens and Pounce were to me. Once the book is released, they will likely exhibit even more of a diva attitude, likely wondering who will play them in the movie version. The Day of Calamity, Volume 1 of the Wichita Chronicles, is set to be released November 29, 2023, and will be available on Amazon. I hope you will join me on this adventure that includes both hard-boiled crime as well as personal introspection. Thank you for following along.